Hey guys, this is Devin Ford, founder of Performer Fuel. I want to take a few minutes to show you how to use MyFitnessPal, which is going to be the app that we have you track your calories and macronutrients on, as well as a few other things. But this is going to help you immensely when it comes to developing calorie awareness, tracking your macronutrients, your micronutrients, or things like fiber and so on. So, first you have to download it, MyFitnessPal. It's very simple. It's available for the iPhone, the Android, and all that good stuff. So it shouldn't be a problem there. There is a paid version, which I'll go over the difference in a second, but all you really need is the free version. So let's click MyFitnessPal. It's going to bring you to the homepage. From here, you're just going to go to Diary. Now it's going to bring up today's diary for you. I already have some things written on here, so I'm going to go to tomorrow's diary just to give you an idea of what it would look like if we were just starting the day. So the biggest thing with MyFitnessPal is that we want to, well, depending on what plan you have right now, you're either going to be looking just at calories, or maybe calories plus macros, or calories and fiber, or somewhere in the middle there. And the most important thing is to use this to give us a very objective look of tracking your calories, to know how many calories are you eating per day. Now, the hardest thing about that is that as great as MyFitnessPal is, the foods in its database are user imported, which just means that all the foods that you could search for, like if I searched for a green apple, all the foods that come up are all user imported. Meaning MyFitnessPal didn't put those foods in there. They didn't oversee them at all. It was just somebody uploaded those calories for a green apple. So in other words, it could be highly inaccurate. So there's thankfully a few ways to get around this. And I want to show you the most accurate way to log your calories. And this is very important because even if you're a few hundred calories plus or minus, which is very easy to do if you rely on their data, because it can be that inaccurate, then it could be the difference between losing weight, gaining weight, or just maintaining. So it's very important. So before anything else, let me just show you how to, because right now you can see how the goal is 1380. That's just by default, I believe. So you want to change that to your goal. So that's super simple. All you're going to go to is diary settings, and then you will scroll down on the bottom here, and just go to goals, and then edit goals. And a whole bunch of different things will pop up. Activity level, you can leave all that blank because it's going to try to auto-calculate calories, which are also inaccurate. So what you want to do is just go to nutrient goals, or nutrition goals for calorie, carbs, protein, and fat. And then you can just put in your total calories, and then you can select carbs, and you can put in the grams here, exactly how many you want for carbs, protein, and fat. And then if you do all of that, then when you're in your log, let me just X out of this, it will show up with your goal. And every time you add something, it will show you how many calories you have left. So you definitely want to go to diary settings and edit that so that we're looking at your calories and your macros, or whatever it is that you're looking to track. So once you have all that set up, how do you begin tracking foods, and how do you make sure you do it accurately? The first and best way to do this would be to scan your foods manually, which is very easy with this app. This is the number one reason why we use this app. So all you would do is go to add food, and then hit this button in the top right. This literally allows you to scan the barcode of whatever food you're eating. Okay, and if you scan it, also you can add it in manually if it won't scan for some reason, but generally it scans very well. You scan that food, and it's going to tell you exactly, it's going to pop up and literally pull the information right from the box itself. And that's going to be very accurate because it's going to say the exact same thing that it says on the product label. And then all you have to do is make sure you measure out how many servings you're having of that product, and then just enter how many servings you're having. And if you do that, then it's going to be very, very accurate. So whenever you can, you want to add food and scan it. It's very quick, very easy. Just scan it. Boom, you put 2 servings in, or however many servings, and it's automatically going to add that to the meal. All right, so that's number one. Scan everything that you possibly can, and that's going to be 100% accurate, as long as you're putting in the right amount of servings that you're eating. So that's number one. Now, there's obviously some foods that you can't scan, like an apple, for instance. And if you're eating an apple, you can't scan it. There's no barcode on it. So then how do you accurately put in those calories? Well, the first thing would be to use the PDFs that we gave you, which are directly from the USDA, and they're highly accurate, that list all the vegetables and fruits and seafoods and things like that wouldn't be able to be scanned, and you can accurately measure and weigh those and then compare it to the chart that we give you, and that's going to give you how many total calories you ate. So in other words, you just have something like an apple, you weigh it, then you look at the chart, you see X amount of calories for that weight, and then you add those calories to the log. So all you would do in that circumstance is go to these three dots and go to quick add. And then you can add in the calories right here. Let's just say it was 200 calories. And then you can also add in the carbs, fat, and protein, which is all listed on that PDF. But if you're just counting calories, you're not counting the macros, don't even worry about these yet. All you're going to do is put in those total calories and hit that check mark. Okay, so now it's going to add 200 calories to that meal one. All right, so between scanning and then manually adding, that should cover just about everything that you eat. Now also, very important, if you go out to eat, try to only go to places that list the calories. So whether this is something that you're having quick on the go, like a Starbucks coffee, for instance, or you're going out to dinner somewhere, always try to find the calories. It's usually very easy to do that. For big chains like Starbucks or restaurants like P.F. Chang's or Cheesecake Factory, not only do they always list the calories, but you can also Google it and it will come right up. And in that circumstance, you would do the exact same thing. So you go here, go to quick add, and then you could say maybe the meal that you had at P.F. Chang's, you looked it up and it was 600 calories. So then you would add 600 and boom. Okay, so now we have 800 calories so far. Okay, so between scanning and quick adding, that should handle just about everything. You never want to rely on searching for food, and I'll show you why. So if you go here and you search their database for food, let's just say I search for an apple. Okay, so just the same exact food, and these are all verified, which means that they should be the most accurate. But you have two different, you already have one medium apple here and one medium apple here, which are both verified, and they're already 15 calorie difference. And now one medium apple isn't very accurate itself because each apple is going to weigh a different amount. So that alone could have, even if this was accurate for a quote medium average apple, it won't be accurate apple to apple. That's just the average of the thousands of apples that there are. And plus, even when you search something like a medium apple, they come up with different calories. Now, an apple itself isn't that high in calories, so the difference here isn't much. But if you're eating something like pasta or sausage or beef or something like that, and it's this much of a percent of deviation between two different things, it's going to make a massive difference. So in other words, you could search burger or something, and one burger will come up with 100 calories, and another burger will come up with 200 calories, maybe another one will be 300 calories. And you don't know which one's yours is. So what most people do is choose the lower calorie option, right? So they'll choose like the 80 calorie apple, for instance, and they'll add this to their log. Meanwhile, the apple they're actually eating could have been over 100 calories. And even though this looks great in the app, because it looks like you have so many more calories, it may not be true. And most of the time, it's not. And this is where people start to get in trouble. They'll track their calories, and they'll be like, oh, I'm only eating 1,500 calories, but I'm not losing weight. But 1,500 calories is what this app says. But if you're not manually adding yourself or scanning it, then the chances are that it's inaccurate is pretty high. So that's the biggest things that you want to do is scan and then manually add everything that you can. And if you do that, you're going to be very accurate.